What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy 221, man. Today we're back at another reaction video, man. We got No Jumper, aka Adam22, announcing that No Jumper is going broke. Now I ain't gonna cap. I kind of already seen this coming because just because you are pulling views and you're getting viewership, the income is very up and down. Like 1 month you may make 50 bands, the next month you might make 2,000. The like button, subscribe button for to get straight into the video, y'all. No cap.
Something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going broke. I know that might sound crazy. Between both of our YouTube channels last month, we got over 25 million views. We're doing well on Facebook and Snapchat. We employ quite a few of the hottest content creators on the West Coast, and we pump out an insane amount of content on a weekly basis. How could we be going broke? Well, let's start here. We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees, and we bought a huge office building that cost us almost $4 million, thinking that the growth that we were experiencing during the pandemic was going to continue. And unfortunately, that did not happen. Our YouTube numbers, which had doubled or even tripled, gradually returned to normal. Our Snapchat and Facebook numbers, which had exploded during COVID, sometimes even hitting 6 figures a month, shrank by about 80% or more. Our Patreon, which was absolutely killing it for a year or two when we were doing uncensored, aka nude interviews with up-and-coming superstars like Kazumi and Sky Bree, fell off quite a bit with the launch of Plug Talk and a decreased interest in seeing us interview stars. In addition to that, you might recall that the channel took quite a hit when approximately 8 of our hosts left the platform in March of 2023. Although we've definitely largely recovered and managed to build up a very healthy roster of talent since then, that certainly took a toll on our business for a while as well. All that
I cannot cap. Getting 25 million views on both channels, that's almost like $150,000 to $200,000. And that's on the low end, you feel me? That's on the low end. I'm just, calculating, you feel me? But this is what happens when you don't necessarily know how to really run a business. I'm not sure why people try to expand so fast. Like, for example, if my stuff really start booming today, I'm not finna go buy a new crib. I'm not finna go buy a new whip. I'm finna stack bread. Because with this type of business, if you solely rely on YouTube, you need to save as much cash as possible. You need to save, I'm talking about you need to save at least 80% of the income that you get, and then maybe the other 20% you can go mess off with, whatever the case may be. But it's a very volatile business, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that he paying everything off this type of business. I feel like you have to put your money in somewhere, some other places, or use YouTube as a vehicle to get into an industry that you truly want to be in. Because putting everything on this is kind of crazy unless you're like one of the top tier, one of them ones. You know what I'm saying?
that stuff hurt the business, but we were still solidly profitable. That is, until the last few months, where we experienced 2 major L's that we never could have seen coming. First, we lost the No Jumper Instagram. After almost 10 years of building it up and essentially no strikes on our account, we got taken down one day, and we still have absolutely no idea why. We've had no luck getting it back, despite being in contact with what seems like every Instagram recovery guy on the face of the planet. We were bringing in a very solid amount of cash monthly that was keeping us afloat via selling sponsored posts on the account, and that mostly vanished overnight. And while we've been growing the new No Jumper LA account up ever since and managing to sell sponsored collab posts using my Instagram and the No Jumper LA account, DM or email if interested, we aren't making anywhere near as much from Instagram now. Side note, if you're a Meta rep, please DM me. I would love to speak to anyone who could help with this. And second, in addition to that, we have been hit with a bullshit lawsuit from a former employee. Now, essentially everything in this lawsuit is completely fictional, and every lawyer that I've spoken to about it has described this as basically an extortion attempt, but it still cost us a ton of money already, and it's expected to cost us many hundreds of thousands of dollars to see this through to completion. It's insane to me that a person that we did so much for can just invent some grievances out of thin air and cost us this much money as a result. This person has literally lost every single friend that he used to have when he worked at No Jumper. His streaming career has completely tanked, and he even got kicked off the podcast that he left No Jumper to start. But somehow, that's our reality, and we have to fight this rather than just give in to this piece of shit. So as a result of all these...
It look like everybody's struggling. Look like everybody trying to get that money on. That boy said, let me go ahead and try to crank no jumper so I get some money real quick.
Circumstances, we are making some changes. Over the last few months, we laid off multiple employees in an attempt to reduce our expenses as much as possible. We closed down our store on Melrose, and we're in the early stages of selling our current warehouse and moving into a smaller space. To be honest, aside from the layoffs, which sucked, I'm pretty happy about a lot of these changes. I've realized that I should have paid more attention to DJ Vlad and kept my overhead as low as possible, particularly in terms of staff and location. I'm confident that once we get the building sold, we'll be in a pretty solid financial position again as a business. Oh, and I also just want to note that I am talking about No Jumper as a business. I've got another business in the form of Plug Talk, and I've got a pretty decent investment portfolio on a personal level. I mean, shit, I'm not $2 million in debt, and I never had to file for bankruptcy like T-Rel. But I honestly spend pretty much all of my time trying to create as much content as possible with No Jumper, and I can't really justify doing so unless the fundamentals of the business make sense. It was a big decision to share this stuff with you guys, but at a certain point I realized that I've been honest with the world about just about everything in my life over the years, and it felt wrong to keep all this stuff that we've been dealing with in secret. So I know what you're thinking. What can you do to help? Well, I do have some ideas.
It's so crazy, like, these dudes, not these dudes, well, Adam, you know what I'm saying, but just based off the numbers and the views, I can tell when he getting bread, when he not getting bread. But folks be making a bag. They be making a crazy bag. Like, we talking 100K plus sometimes a month. 100K plus sometimes a month. I just don't understand why would someone expand so quick and expect the growth to be that, the growth to keep happening when is your income is based on viewership. It's not like you're providing that much value within the space. Now, yes, do people come and watch the interviews and watch the podcast? Yes, but it's not that life changing, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's different compared to building a business outside of No Jumper and actually affecting the community and actually holding value to where it can be more consistent. For example, somebody got a a car wash service, or heck, detailing, power washing. You feel me? Hell, hot shot. Anything like that, especially transportation. Anything with transportation, you ain't never going out of business. Items and goods always got to be moved from point A to point B, and even people. But in his case, I just don't understand putting all your eggs in one basket and hoping that the viewership will continue or even double or quadruple. Like, it just don't make sense to me. It don't make sense. I ain't gonna cap. Now he finna ask for money. Watch this. I bet you finna ask for money.
Which I'll sort into 3 categories here: free, cheap, and generous. Free. Obviously, I'm infinitely thankful to anyone who watches our content at all, follows us on the @NoJumperLA Instagram, and in particular, those of you who drop likes and comments on our videos and Instagram posts. In the long run, that stuff is super helpful. Cheap. We are really trying to get serious about embracing our members here on YouTube. For $5 a month, we've got a ton of awesome benefits, including being able to watch all of our interviews free of censorship and bleeped words before they're released to the public. Members only chat for all of our live stream content, and we're just going to be prioritizing a lot of our most requested content and trying to do that live for members only. So for any of you who are down to spend $5 a month to help support the business, we're just going to try to keep adding more and more stuff to make that an easy decision for you guys who are down to support. And for those of you who have more money to spend, we're introducing a mega premium $100 tier to our memberships that will get your name added to the end of all our videos, and it will also get you consistent advice and opinions on your music submissions with 1 free submission per month and discounted additional songs. Basically, we're just trying to do as much as possible for anybody who's down.
So for $100, you get to have your name in the video. So after this video done, you gonna have your name. You'll be like, shout out Lil Kenny from Cali. Consistent music advice from Adam22 and 4 Extra and Whack 100. 1 free music submission a month and discounts for $100 a month. Boy, boy, I don't know who paying for that, boy. You might as well use that $100 for studio time or distribution. Cause that ain't it. I ain't gonna cap with you. Hell no, you might as well send me. You can send me $2 and I'll review your song. You can send me your song for the free and I'll tell you if it's trash. Oh God.
Down to join this tier, so we're gonna hype you up on our live streams and try to like really give you actual professional advice about what we think that you should do with your career and everything like that. And you know, we're gonna try to add even more value for that $100 tier as time goes by. Also, if you own or work for a brand and would like to sponsor the podcast, please reach out to Josh at nojumper.com. We're also selling collab promotional posts using the NoJumperLA and Adam22 Instagram accounts. So again, if you want to hit up Josh at nojumper.com, he can give you all the information about all that. So yeah, there's my update. I've been kind of thinking about telling you guys about all this stuff for a while. I'm not begging for sympathy or anything like that. I'm just being realistic about owning a media business. In this day and age, everybody knows rap is maybe not in the best place that it could possibly be. Podcasts, definitely not at the place that they were in 2021 or 2022. The economy in general, really kind of experiencing some troubles. And really, as we've put this building on the market, we've kind of realized that as well, is that there's a ton of other businesses that do similar stuff to what we do, and they're all kind of experiencing hardships. So we're definitely not alone in all this. We're just trying to get the business back to where it was at a couple years ago and get it to the point where it's consistently profitable so that we can start just continuing to dump money into hosts and making great content for you guys, everything like that. So if you want to help us out, that would be amazing. Just go to youtube.com/nojumper. The membership option is.
I ain't gonna cap with y'all. I ain't gonna cap with y'all. It ain't super crazy, but like you gotta learn how to save cash for a rainy day. Ain't nothing worse than seeing a lot of money and expecting that same type of income when you blowing up for it to keep, you know what I'm saying, for it to keep coming in like that. Unless you like one of the ones, like if you like Kais and that, you know what I'm saying, Phantom Duke Dennis, to where, you know, they leveling up every year for sure. They leveling up every year. But if you not like them, then you cannot expect for the good times to last that long. So when you on your come up, you need to save as much cash as you can. As I'm talking about at least 80% or 70%. If you just, you know what I'm saying, you want to splurge, whatever the case may be, because it's not gonna last forever. Now I'm not saying like your whole platform gonna crash and die down, because I'm pretty sure he's still making money for sure. But he not making 10x of what he getting. You feel me? You getting money every month for sure. But at the same time, he not getting what he was getting. It's almost like he was playing. Let's say you was playing in the NBA for 20, 30 years. Of course, yeah, you're going to be making a bag. But once you retire or once you get cut from the team, you're not finna get the same NBA checks that you was once getting. Even Cam Newton has said that, where he was like, man, he ain't making nowhere near as much money as he was when he was in the NBA compared to his podcast. You feel me? That's the key. That's what it is. So either A, you're going to have to use that money to invest in other outside sources, or really provide actual value within your content to where people want to be tapped in that much. You know what I'm saying? But hey, hit that like button, subscribe, boy 2 1, comment down below what you think of the situation. I'm going them out. Y'all stay tuned.